Okay, good evening. Thank you for watching my video. My name is Mike Kemp. This is video number 4 in the series. The title, by the way, today is Tuesday, February the 9th, 2021. It's going on 11:19 p.m. I'm cooking some chicken soup on the stove in case you're interested in what the heck I'm up to. At 11:19 p.m., I'm also making a video. I have other things to do, but I wanted to get this off my chest. So I'm doing this thing, okay? I've made 4 videos. The first one I kept under 10. The second one I kept under 10. It's the third one I lost my mind and it went to 18 minutes. I don't know what happened there. The time just flew by. Anyway, I'm trying to keep it under 10 because the Rumble thing, I can't upload anything more than 10 minutes. Is very frustrating. So the third video might not get uploaded to Rumble, okay? So the title of this video is Passive Aggression versus Aggression. Archetypes being used are Conan the Barbarian versus George Costanza's mother / Edith Bunker / the church lady from Saturday Night Live. Subtitle: The church lady is a demonic spirit that comes from hell. Okay, so that's all that jazz. All right, so excuse me, what was I talking about? I was talking about when a passive aggressive person shape shifts from passive aggression, left jab, to raw aggression, right hook. Jab, hook, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross, jab or hook or whatever. I mean cross or jab, whichever you prefer. Jab, cross, jab, cross, jab, cross. So the passive aggression would be like jab, boom. You're confused, you're dazed, you're thrown. You don't exactly. Passive aggression is a weird thing. It's rooted in the emotions. It's not logical. It's not physical. It's more or less kind of subconscious until you start to sort of like play around in your subconscious and you never really get to the bottom of it, but you can sort of dip your toe in it, you can dip your foot in it, and you start to gain a little bit of awareness of what's going on down there. So it's kind of like in the subconscious weird, like LSD realm of things where things are all like weird, it's in that realm. And then the cross is like the raw aggression, like Conan the Barbarian hitting you on the head with his giant club, that's like studded with bear teeth and stuff like that. So those are kind of the visual things, So the Conan the Barbarian archetype and the church lady, they're engaged in the exact same crime. Okay, they just use 2 different techniques, and that crime is stripping you of your most sacred gift given to you by God, which is your individual identity and your free will. Okay. And they both engage, like a robber who comes in the front door versus a robber who comes in the back door. They're engaged in the exact same crime, and they're going to do the exact same damage. And they're going to inflict not the exact same pain, but they're going to both inflict pain, equal pain. And they're both equally deadly, as I demonstrated in the fact that my family, in my opinion, is an extraordinarily, overwhelmingly female-dominated family. That's why I like to say quite provocatively that in many cases women do need to be put in their place, and by that I don't mean they need to be put at 0 or at 10. They just need to be put down to 50. Everybody should have roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of 50-50 influence. Every situation can be different. There can be some back and forth. Okay, you're 70, I'm 30. Okay, fine. Next time I'm 70 and you're 30. Okay, that makes sense. That's fair. But when it's 70-30, 70-30, 70-30, 70-30, 80, 75-25, 75-25, 75-20, 80-20, 80-20, 80-20, 90-10, 90-10, and you can just see one person who is being completely eliminated, as an individual. That's a problem, from a human rights, from a Christian, from just a general notion of fairness among the sane people living on the face of the earth. That's a problem. And I used to think that my father was consumed and digested by my mother, and that he just grew like a third sort of inanimate arm out of the middle of her chest, and she couldn't really control him precisely, but she could swing him and he would just fly around and smack you in the face. It wasn't his will because he had no will. It was just her using her 98% influence over him as an individual to inflict pain where she wanted it to be inflicted, you know? And that's the problem. That's like, you can see that raw aggression is even though it's as deadly, and even though it creates the same amount of pain, it's in a lot of ways, it's a much easier thing to deal with because it's visible. You can see it, you know? You can see the injury, and you can see the source of the injury. With passive aggression, the pain is invisible. So not only can you not see the pain, you, as a consequence, as a foregone conclusion, you can't find the source because you don't even know that there is pain. Well, you know there's pain because you can see something's wrong, but you don't know what the source is. It's like, did the person do it to themselves? Did it happen at school? Was it the brother? Was it the sister? Was it the neighbor? Were they born this way? You don't know, you know, and then you find out, oh my God, it was the mother, you know, and you'd have to live with them to see it. I mean, like I said, it's insidious, right? It's insidious. And my mother I have grown to look at her as a terrorist, not like a terrorist that literally blows things up, because that would be raw aggression, right? But a terrorist who blows things up emotionally. My mother could blow you up emotionally on command at any point in time, and you wouldn't even know what happened. All you would know is that you just felt terrible. All of a sudden, you'd just be like, what the heck just happened? Why do I always feel so bad? There's something wrong with me. And then a passive-aggressive person will say something like, oh, well, you must need to go to a psychologist, which is like another injury, right? That's like pouring salt. And trust me, there probably isn't a person alive who has heard that phrase more often than a lot of members of my family. And it wasn't just my mother, it was her sisters and their mother, right? Well, you need the professional help. You need to take medication after they injure you, right? They tell you there's something wrong with you, so much wrong that you need professional help. But it wasn't like a empathetic, nurturing kind of you need professional help. It was like an insulting kind of you need professional help, you need to take medication. Because they never actually took you for professional help. It was just an insult. Right? So now, and should you be tempted to think, which would be a very rational and natural thing, that you think it's just me. This is just me talking. Let me just remind you that out of almost half the men in my generation killed themselves. Okay? So it's not just me. Okay? When I say almost half, I mean 2 out of 6. Okay? And the other 4 are not what you would call in great condition, to make an understatement. Okay? And not only that, but my mother could have my 40 and 50-year-old sisters in tears like that on command. Okay? And like I said, I never knew what was happening. I didn't even know what was happening when she did it to me. I'd just be like, why do I feel so bad? You know? And then the thought might enter my mind, oh, it's because she just said that my girlfriend is a bitch. That's probably why. But then immediately following that would be like, well, no, that can't be it, because she's my mom. She would never hurt me, right? And she did call my girlfriend a bitch, which, you know, if I was a different kid, it wouldn't have mattered. I wouldn't have cared. But I wasn't that kind of kid. I cared, you know? So it was like torture just to be myself and to date the girl that I was dating. It was like torture for me, you know? All right, so I'm back to 9 minutes again. I don't even know, what am I on, 4 now or something? Anyway, all right, so 9 minutes, 18 seconds, Tuesday, February the 9th, 2021, 11:28 p.m., chicken soup on the stove. I'm boiling it down to get all the water out so I have the broth. I'm really going all out on this. And the title is Passive Aggression versus Aggression. Archetypes being used are Conan the Barbarian versus George Costanza's mother / Edith Bunker / the church lady. Subtitle is The Church Lady is a Demonic Spirit that Comes from Hell. Okay? I'm going to go from here to video number 5 in a series.